What if I told you your bank has been quietly taking money out of your account? Money you never agreed to give them. And they've been doing it so smoothly, so silently, that most people don't even notice? And here's the twist: it's not a glitch, it's not fraud, it's not even illegal. It's a system. A very well designed, very legal system. Built to make you pay, and built to make sure you never ask for it back. But here's what your bank does not want you to know. There is a specific phrase, a few sentences, that when you say them to customer service, the money comes back. Almost every single time. I've seen people get back $200, $300, even $500 from fees they paid over months and months, with a single phone call under 10 minutes. And no, you don't need a lawyer. You don't need to file anything. You don't need to yell or threaten anyone. You just need to know the rules of the game. So, today, I'm walking you through the whole thing, from the very first moment a bank fee gets planted in your account, all the way to getting that money back, and making sure it never happens again. Stick with me, because in about 4 minutes, I'm going to show you something that's going to make you look at your bank statement completely differently. All right, let's go back to the beginning. How does this actually start? Because nobody signs up for a bank account and says, "Yes, please, charge me random fees forever," right? So here's what actually happens. When you open a bank account, whether it's Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or your local credit union, you sign something called an account agreement or a deposit agreement. Most people, they don't read it. And honestly, I get it. It's like 40 pages long. It's written in legal language designed to put you to sleep. But buried inside that document, on page 18, or page 22, or wherever they hide it, there's a fee schedule. And in that fee schedule, the bank has listed every single way they're allowed to charge you. Now, here's where it gets sneaky. That document is not static. Banks can update it. And when they update it, they're only legally required to send you a notice. Sometimes just an email, sometimes a letter. Sometimes a small insert in your paper statement that literally looks like junk mail. Most people throw it away. Or it goes to spam. And boom. New fee, new charge. Perfectly legal. Because they technically told you. Under a federal law called the Truth in Savings Act, banks are required to disclose their fees. But disclosure doesn't mean they need your permission. Just your lack of objection. That's a huge loophole. So the cycle starts like this. You open an account. You're happy. Direct deposit is set up. Life is good. Then, maybe 3 months in, maybe 6 months in, you look at your balance and something just feels off. You're a little shorter than you expected. You check your statement, and there it is. Monthly maintenance fee, $12. Or maybe overdraft fee, $35. Or maybe, and this is the one that genuinely surprises people, inactivity fee, $10. Because you didn't use the account enough. Yes, that's a real thing. Banks can charge you for not using your own account. And here's the kicker. Most people see that charge, feel slightly annoyed, and then just move on because they think that's just how it works. That right there is exactly what the bank is counting on. Let me break down the full list because some of these are going to shock you. Number 1, the monthly maintenance fee. This is the most common one, anywhere from $5 to $25 every single month, just for having the account open. Now, most banks will waive this if you keep a minimum balance, like $1,500 or $2,000. But the second your balance dips below that, even for one day. The fee hits. Number 2, the overdraft fee. This one is brutal. Average is $35 per transaction. And here's the part most people don't know. If you overdraft multiple times in one day, you can get hit multiple times in one day. Some banks cap it at 4 or 5 overdraft fees per day. That's $140 to $175 gone in 24 hours. But wait, here's the twist inside the twist. Your bank might have something called overdraft protection on your account. Sounds helpful, right? Like the bank is protecting you? What it actually means is when your account goes negative, the bank will cover the transaction and then charge you $35 for the privilege of helping you. And under Regulation E, that's a real federal regulation. Banks are not allowed to enroll you in overdraft protection for debit card transactions without your explicit opt-in, meaning you had to say yes. If you never said yes, that fee might not be legal. Keep that in mind. We are coming back to it. Number 3, NSF fee. Non-sufficient funds. This is slightly different from an overdraft. This is when the bank declines the transaction, but charges you anyway. So you get declined and you get fined. $25 to $35 for a transaction that didn't even go through. Number 4, ATM fees, the double dip. Here's one most people don't realize. When you use an out-of-network ATM, you get charged twice. Your bank charges you, usually $2.50 to $3.50, and the ATM's bank charges you, usually another $3 to $5. So that $60 cash withdrawal just became $67. On a $60 withdrawal, that's already your own money. Number 5, foreign transaction fees. Used your debit or credit card abroad, or even on an international website, 1% to 3% on every single transaction. Booked a hotel in Europe online, foreign transaction fee. Bought something from a Canadian website, foreign transaction fee. Number 6, paper statement fee. Some banks now charge you $1 to $5 a month for mailing you a statement showing your own account history that you are legally entitled to. Number 7, early account closure fee. This one is sneaky and honestly a little vindictive. If you open an account and decide to close it within 90 to 180 days, the bank charges you $25 to $50 to leave. It's like a breakup fee. Number 8, wire transfer fees. Domestic wire transfer, $15 to $30. International, $35 to $50. And sometimes there are incoming wire fees too. So the person receiving the money also pays. Now, here's the real number I want you to sit with for a second. American banks collectively collect $15 to $20 billion every year, just from overdraft and NSF fees alone. Not all fees, just those two. That's billion with a B. And the majority of that comes from people who are already struggling. People who are one paycheck away from their account going negative. The people who can least afford it. This isn't accidental. The system is designed this way. Okay, let's talk about the real damage, because it goes way beyond just the dollar amount of the fee itself. Let's trace what happens when one overdraft fee hits. Say you have $50 in your account. You forget about a $55 Netflix subscription that auto charges. Account goes negative by $5. Bank charges a $35 overdraft fee. Now, you're negative $40. Then your gym membership tries to charge $25. It either overdrafts again, $35 fee, or bounces. NSF fee, $25 to $35. you're now potentially negative $100 or more from a $5 shortfall. And here's where it gets dangerous. If your account stays negative and you don't fix it, the bank will eventually charge off your account. That means they close it, write off the debt, and send it to collections. But it doesn't stop there. There's something called check systems. Think of it as a credit bureau, but specifically for bank accounts. When banks close your account for cause, they report it to check systems, and that record stays there for 5 years. During those 5 years, most banks will refuse to open a new checking account for you. You can get declined by multiple banks. You might be forced into second chance accounts with higher fees or prepaid cards. So what started as a $5 shortfall can ultimately lock you out of normal banking for 5 years. And then there's your credit score. If the bank sends your negative balance to a collections agency, and they will, that collections account shows up on your credit report. Your score drops. Your ability to rent an apartment, get a car loan, or even certain jobs gets impacted. This is the real cost. Not just the $35 fee. The entire chain reaction that nobody warns you about. All right? Now, here's the part where it flips. Because while banks have built a very good system to take money from you, the US government has also built a system to protect you. Most people just don't know it exists. Let me walk you through the laws that are literally on your side right now. Law number 1, the Electronic Fund Transfer Act, EFTA. This federal law requires banks to be upfront about fees for electronic transactions. If a fee wasn't clearly disclosed to you before you agreed to it, you have grounds to dispute it. Law number 2, Truth in Savings Act, TISA. Banks are required to give you a clear, complete disclosure of all fees when you open an account. If they added a new fee without proper notice, that's a TISA issue. Law number 3, Regulation E. This is the big one for overdraft fees. The rule is simple. For debit card transactions and ATM withdrawals, your bank cannot charge you overdraft fees, unless you specifically opted in to overdraft coverage. So here's a question for you. Right now, today, do you know if you're opted in to overdraft protection? Because if you never specifically said yes, you might be legally entitled to get back every overdraft fee they've charged you. Law number 4, the Dodd-Frank Act, specifically the CFPB. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was created in 2010 specifically to deal with situations like this. This agency has the power to investigate banks, fine them, and force them to refund customers. And here's what matters. When you file a complaint with the CFPB, the bank is legally required to respond within 15 days. This isn't optional for them. This is federal law. Law number 5, State Banking Regulations. On top of all the federal protections, every state has its own banking regulator. Some states have even stronger consumer protections than the federal baseline. In certain states, banks face additional liability for deceptive fee practices. So here's the bottom line. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of the bank. The law is already on your side. You just have to know how to use it. Okay, this is the part you came for. Let's talk about how to actually get your money back. But before I give you the exact words, I want to give you the mindset, because this is important. You are not begging. You are not complaining. You are not causing trouble. You are a customer, a loyal, paying customer, making a reasonable request. The data shows that over 80% of customers who politely ask for a refund on a first-time fee get it. Banks have a budget for this. It's called a goodwill adjustment. They expect to make these adjustments. They just don't advertise it. So you're not asking for something special. You're asking for something they already give out every day to people who ask. All right, here's how the whole thing goes. Step by step. Step 1. Prepare before you call. Before you dial, have this information ready. The exact fee amount and the date it was charged, how long you've been a customer, your account number or at least the last 4 digits, and any previous fees you've paid. Check the last 6 months of statements. This prep takes 5 minutes. It makes the whole call smoother and faster. Step 2. Call the number on the back of your card, not the branch, not the app chat. Call the phone number. Live human beings have more authority to issue refunds than chatbots or branch tellers in most cases. When they answer, be warm. Be friendly. Don't start with, I'm angry about a fee. Start with your account verification. Let them pull up your account, and then ease into it. Step 3. The opening line. Say this exactly. Hi, I was just reviewing my account, and I noticed a fee type of amount dollars was charged on date. I'm a little confused about this one. Can you help me understand it? That's it. Don't say, I want a refund yet. Just ask them to explain it. Here's why. This does 2 things. First, it puts the burden of explanation on them. And sometimes the rep will proactively offer a refund before you even ask. Second, it gives you information. Maybe the fee is explained simply, and you agree it was fair. Maybe the explanation makes no sense, which strengthens your case. Step 4. The ask. After they explain, this is what you say. I appreciate you explaining that. You know, I've been with BankName for X years, and I've always been happy with the service. This is the first time I've had something like this come up. I was wondering, is there any way to get a courtesy refund on this one, even as a one-time thing? Pause. Let them respond. The phrase, courtesy refund, is magic. It reframes the whole thing. You're not accusing them of wrongdoing. You're asking for a goodwill gesture, and customer service reps are trained to offer exactly that to good long-term customers. Step 5. If they say no the first time, don't panic. Don't hang up. Just say this. I completely understand. Would it be possible to speak with a supervisor or someone in the retention department? I really want to keep my relationship with BankName, and I'd love to get this resolved before considering any changes to my account. The word retention is a signal. Banks know that losing a customer costs them far more than refunding a $35 fee. The retention department exists specifically to stop customers from leaving. They have more authority and more wiggle room. Step 6. The escalation if you truly can't get through. If you've spoken with 2 people and gotten nowhere, don't give up. Here's your next move. File a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, website, consumerfinance.gov/complaint. It's free. It takes about 10 minutes. And once you file, the bank has 15 days to respond to you directly, by law. I know people who filed CFPB complaints over $35 overdraft fees and ended up getting $200 or more back because the bank's review found multiple fees they hadn't even noticed. Also, file with your state attorney general's office if the issue is significant, especially in states like California, New York, or Illinois. These offices take consumer banking complaints very seriously. Step 7. Document everything. Every single call. Write down the date, the rep's name, the call reference number they give you, and what was said. This documentation is your paper trail if you need to escalate further. If they promise a refund, ask for a confirmation email or reference number. Don't assume it'll show up. Follow up if it doesn't appear within 3 to 5 business days. Okay, so you got your money back. Amazing. But now let's make sure you never need to have this conversation again. Here are the moves that protect you permanently. Move 1. Opt out of overdraft protection right now. Call your bank or go into the app or online banking and opt out of overdraft protection for debit card transactions. Under Regulation E, you have this right. With overdraft protection off, your card will simply be declined if you don't have enough funds. Declined is annoying. A $35 fee is worse. Move 2. Set low balance alerts. Most banking apps let you set an alert when your balance drops below a certain number. Set it at $100 or $200. Whatever gives you enough warning to transfer money before anything bounces. Move 3. Link a savings account as backup. Many banks allow you to link a savings account to your checking account. If your checking goes low, it automatically pulls from savings. Some banks charge a small fee for this, usually $5, but that is much better than a $35 overdraft fee. Move 4. Read your statements all the way through. I know, nobody wants to hear this, but it takes 10 minutes once a month, and it's the only way to catch fee changes before they stack up. Look for any charge that says fee, service charge, or any amount that seems unfamiliar. Move 5. Know your minimum balance requirement. If your account has a minimum balance requirement to waive the monthly fee, know that number and protect it. Set a separate alert for it. That one number, if you keep it safe, saves you $5 to $25 every single month. That's $60 to $300 a year. For free. Move 6. Consider switching to a fee-free bank. This is the real long game move. Online banks like Ally, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Discover Bank, and SoFi offer checking accounts with zero monthly fees, zero minimum balance requirements, and ATM fee reimbursements. Credit unions are another excellent option. They're member-owned, nonprofit, and typically charge significantly lower fees than big commercial banks. If your current bank's fee structure is working against you, leaving is not a dramatic move. It's a financially smart one. Move 7. Pull your check systems report. You are legally entitled to one free check systems report per year. Go to consumerdebit.com and request it. Check for any negative entries. If there are errors, you have the right to dispute them. Cleaning up your check systems report can open up better banking options for you. Okay, I saved this for near the end because I wanted you to have all the context first. Here's the real twist in this whole story. Banks are not doing this because they're evil. Banks are doing this because it works. Specifically, because most people never push back. The entire overdraft fee system generated $7.7 billion in 2023 alone. Most of that came from a small percentage of customers. Studies show that about 9% of account holders pay 79% of all overdraft fees. These are people in difficult financial situations, often living paycheck to paycheck, and the system is designed to target them specifically. How? Through something called transaction reordering. Some banks, not all, but some, process transactions from highest amount to lowest instead of chronologically. That means if you make 5 purchases in a day and one of them is large, the large one might get processed first, draining your account and making the smaller purchases overdraft. Instead of one overdraft fee, you get 4 or 5. Several major banks have paid hundreds of millions of dollars in settlements over this practice. Wells Fargo paid $203 million. Bank of America paid $410 million. TD Bank, US Bank, and others have all faced similar suits. The courts agreed. This was predatory. So, when you're calling for that refund, remember, you are not asking for a favor. In many cases, you are simply taking back what shouldn't have been taken in the first place.